Okay, why the fuck is Julius playing War Thunder in the middle of the fucking night? And why am I still online? Whatever. Yeah. So, well, it's a little bit late, but I went through the Horn of Magnus spawns, and I think I got it all. I'm not sure 100% yet, but I think I got most of the important stuff. So, let's start with the beginning. I went through... Okay, that is fucking annoying. I went through a few of the hideout spots I thought about by going through it. I'm not sure all of them are necessary. No, I rephrased that. I'm not sure if all of them are good in any case or form, but I think they're all worth testing out. There are also quite a few we can try out, so it's pretty cool. Instead of Dark Omens. Dark Omens is gonna be rough. I went through it really quick with Jeppe yesterday, and Beastmen are gonna be rough either way, and Beastmen in this map, I'm not sure if the classic hide somewhere and fight off the horde and then like slowly progress tactic is gonna work in Dark Omens, but we'll get to into that probably a little bit later then. Okay, well, Horn of Magnus. I marked the spawns as well. They're not very important, but generally it's the same as always. Green line. And then the progress path. By the way, I found a mod that also displays like the areas you go in and where they start and where they end. And what you just saw is that window on the top left popping up. So that basically means that when we cross this point here, yeah, like after that fishing net thingy, whatever that is, we basically initiate the first horde spawn. Until before that point, we are still good to go to do whatever we want as long as we want. So we're still in that spawn area. After that, we initiated a horde that will continue spawning once in a while. And for this area, I propose... Let's delete that. Just staying back here. I mean, it's fairly open space, I know, but they like they have to climb up here, so that's a little bit time they waste. Also, we can drop down here and fall back all the way to the spawn, which is probably my preferred fall back way, because as you can see, first off, going back all that way is also like very open, whereas if we go in here, it's a lot of enemies. We have a smaller way, a smaller path we have to cover. So falling back into that area is probably gonna help us a lot, if necessary. I hope not, because there aren't even any boss spawns or anything till now. So here's gonna be fine. By the way, I found something interesting, and that is when there is a case and there's like only one person left alive or something, and is trying to survive. Well, what we can do, or what you can do in that scenario is essentially... fucking regrets. Okay, let's wait for a real horde. Well, as you can see, like there are a few missing slots when you go in front of you, so when there is a ledge, they get less and less. And when you go up here, they can still hit you, as you can see. But they also start climbing up. Because up here, as you can see, are even more slots. So when you then just... Okay, that invincible toggle is not working at all. Hope now it works. As you can see, like, they're all going in that area, and... Or just gone again. Fuck's sake. Okay. So they're trying to... Like, a few stay down and try to hit me. But the rest is essentially going all up that house. Because there are like a million slots up there. I have no idea why, but it's super funny because you can essentially wait until they all jumped up, and then there are like, yeah, as you can see, like 3 dudes left. And then you can just jump down and go ahead and kite. Like, what the fuck? They're all back there. So that's pretty cool. Also fighting down here, I don't really like that area. Sure, it's doable, but I feel like you get clutched in. Like, it's super tight here. I don't know why. I don't feel the same way to that area over there. Yeah. Okay, sorry. I just wanted to show that. Interesting thing, until that space, like that door frame, we essentially have no respawn points, so we are good to go and do whatever. Those are the first respawn points and the first respawn locations, like the respawn spots. I forgot what I called them, whatever. Are over there. So that's pretty far away for our first ones, but it's fine, I guess. The downside, though, is that we have to cross a few boss triggers that are all in this hallway. Including that one, and those two as well. Like, to get over there, we have to essentially cross, like, 6 possible boss triggers and a patrol trigger. So that's a lot. If we have a trigger up here, I would suggest we go back into the last open area and ledge them straight away. In here, I would say we can either, yeah, we probably want to go the safe way and just go ahead, pull some ambience and go back. We could stay up here as well, but I don't think that's a good idea. We can use the hallway to fight them off, but if they come from behind as well, we should probably stick to that wall over here. By the way, going in here and trying to use that way is not gonna work because they will go over the tables and just jump over them, just like here. I couldn't manage to use the tables as something that bugs their AI as well, so I don't think that's possible either. So we will just have to stay here, or like somehow path a way over there, out of here, I guess. The tome could work too, but I don't think that's a good idea because the terrain is just crap. And there's not a lot of space. And we basically trapped ourselves in there if we would go in there, so I don't really like that place. It would work probably, but I don't like it. Well, then we drop down. You could stay down here for a millisecond if it's necessary, but I would prefer, like, staying left and rezzing anyone if necessary, and then just go over here. This area is, in my opinion, the best point in that first part after the drop down. By the way, what I noticed as well is that there are very few drop downs in the entire map, so we won't have to worry too much about drop downs in general, which is pretty cool. So we will be able to walk further ahead and walk back all the way to get dedicated respawn points, which might help us if necessary. Might also be a little bit of a hassle, and we'll have to see if it's necessary at all. But it's at least doable, so it's pretty good to know where they are. In general, I think this spot is the best one out of all of them. And that first area, it's easy to get to if you dropped down here just right in the beginning. But if as soon as you fell down, it's pretty hard to go up here again. So I'd say we probably, if someone drop, we all drop and just try to stay down here somehow or something. Like it works true, it's just definitely a lot worse. Okay, what else did I want to mention? Yeah, this area has one single downside, and that is you have to watch how far you go under those planks. In general, the roof is very good for us, because then specials won't, like, yeah, insta-kill us like assassins, and nothing will drop onto us. I don't think anyone will drop onto us behind that wall. But I mean, yeah, you know what I mean. All right, so the downside is that if you watch that purple line, it skips ahead 3%, which is not too bad, but it essentially skips over 2 boss triggers, I think, and the respawn point. So if someone is down and we are in that area, we should definitely stay back here or even further back. Because as you can see, we would skip that possible respawn point, so we would probably stay even further behind, like in that corner here, or down there. Probably down here is better, but yeah, you get the point. Well, then we stay down here. What's also a possible thing we can do is stay basically in here, which would also have us stay in front of that respawn point. And by the way, my voice is so fucked, man. 16.9%, which is 16 point. No, it's after those respawn points. Well, it's sad. That is annoying. Oh, well, never mind. They are just spread out. As long as we stay up there, we will also get the right respawn point. Like, if you look at this, what the fuck? Dead. So... yeah. We will still get this respawn point. As soon as there's only one person down. When there's two, we'll obviously have to go back even more. But whatever. We could essentially stay down here and use this as a hideout, or that one, although I think this one is definitely a lot better. I don't think it's gonna be necessary, and I don't think it's gonna be very good, because in the end we will still have to kill all the stuff, and this will make us kill stuff a lot slower. But it's a good place to hide out for a moment. Then there are those 2 boss triggers I told you about. By the way, staying alongside this wall here is essentially a good idea, but as you can see, like, the purple line is skipping ahead again. So it also skips a few boss triggers, so maybe we should not go too close to that fence if not necessary. Well, those are the boss triggers that got skipped, by the way, and those are the respawn points. So they are both fine. You can essentially just stay in that corner and we're fine. And good to go. So that is nice. I'm not sure if you would go over the bridge or under it. But I guess we go over it. Just because we can. I don't know. Like, there are a few boss triggers here, so we definitely have to watch out for them. And generally, I don't like to fight in that area. Like, general, that area here is bad to fight in. You can technically get out of here if you get pushed in there to that corner when you jump on that cart and then back here. So that's a way to kite that works very good. But it's nah, I don't know. I would try to stay in this corner over here instead. It's a little bit annoying because of the bushes here, I know. But it's still like it's in a corner. We have two walls on each of our sides, so two sides are covered. We see this entrance, and we see part of that entrance. We are far enough away from it so we can react to any stranglers that are coming our way. And we are still in front of a few more boss trainers that are also on our way. So I think it's fine. I mean, it could be better, of course, but it's fine. And there are, again, respawn points. Respawn triggers. I think that's what I called the bubbles and respawn points, the ones where you respawn. I mean, there's still a lot of loot down here. So we could also fight from down here and fight here. We might also get overrun very quick. So that's probably not the safest option we have. Aside from that, we could also, instead of going right and use that path I said before. Oh, that's, by the way, that's a patrol that spawned. Why are they white? Why is the Skaven white? Cannot be white, you have to be red. Well, the idea is that we stay then back there, move through this area, and then go straight to the church, because churches are good. Yes, they are, totally. And fight in that entrance, which could also work quite well. And instead of having all the supplies on the right side, we have the supplies on the right side, we have the supplies on the left side, which are a lot as well. It would also make us cover less. Look at... No. Next turn in 36. Yeah, okay. Never mind. Well, it would also make us cover less space, but I think the right path is a little bit safer than the left one. Okay. Yeah, even more supplies. I've never been down here. Okay, well, I think the right path is better. But whatever. We could probably even argue we go all the way over here just to have this ammo box and just shoot everything. But that depends on our comp. Yeah. Like, as long as we wait here, okay, well, there's a boss wall in theory, and the hordes will still go off, so there's no real start of the event, really. And I assume people will also still spawn behind the event, so I think we will have to go all the way back to prevent that. But Fetchak changed something in the respawning stuff, so maybe they changed that too. I don't know. Well, what I found out about this event is that it spawns a a chaos troll. So as soon as it starts, you can also see it also spawns specials and stuff. But yes, like I would say we look at this, like it's pretty much like the Righteous Stand event. Okay, well then forget what I wanted to say. We will have to kite this one. So I would say we start by going up here, taking the barrel and just kiting all the way around. All the way around, all the way around. This troll is gonna spawn up there, if I remember correctly.
I hear a troll.
Yeah, where's the troll?
He keeps getting better and better. Come, Black Rat. I'll show you mercy.
Thought he spawned up there.
Look at that armored brute. More plate than sand.
Well, we go ahead. Oh, fuck my voice. Okay, we go ahead and stay back here in that corner for a while. As long as possible, I'd say. Oh, well, what? Is that Chaos Troll over here? How is he over here?
Now we fight a troll.
Well, fuck then. We will have to find a way to determine where the troll is and then react accordingly. Alright, so my idea was to go over there, basically make a huge loop and try to rush over the open area. But if the troll is gonna spawn anywhere, this is gonna make it a lot harder. So I would still say it's best to just kite around, take one barrel after the other and throw it in. And this way we can already make all the barrels fill in. But on the other hand, as soon as all 3 barrels are in, I think there's a patrol spawn or something, a chaos patrol. So yeah, it's not gonna be a lot easier this way. So we will have to kite around, probably kill some stuff, and get this troll to walk with us. Then we kill the troll whilst we still have spawns going on, so that's gonna be annoying. And then we can open the gates. We could also rush the event somehow. Get all barrels in as quick as possible and then fight the troll on the other side of the wall. But then we would also have to face the ambience on the other side. And maybe even more, like a patrol or more bosses. And by the way, what I found out testing is I had the event completely completed and all stuff happened, and then after the event the first trigger triggered. So apparently this is similar to the pit, where the first trigger extends over the first event. So that's gonna be something we have to keep in mind as well. So I think kiting around will work best, especially because we could technically then along the way get a teammate up if necessary. Well, we killed all the stuff. We did everything. And then there is nothing. Huh. Interesting. Well, maybe there isn't even a chaos patrol. Maybe that chaos patrol is just part of the normal spawns. Well, hell yeah. That's gonna make it a lot easier this event. Okay, well, that at least won't make us consider not blowing up the gate, so that's good. So we can just safely blow up the gate and just not work through it or something. I don't know. Um,
In the distance.
okay, this area is pretty damn big and has lots of possible hideout spots. One cheesy little thing I found was sometimes up here there's an ammo crate that spawns. If that's gonna happen, we could essentially just stay up here and shoot everything to death. It is not a cheese spot, so stuff will still be able to come up, but I mean, like there's such a small window where they can go up, and we have comparably big space we can move in. It's gonna be very easy, I think. Besides from that, I think the
Hiding in the
whole left
shadows.
side here is very hard to navigate, so it's not really an option.
Vermin, the worst of their kind.
So I think probably the best options are either that point or that point,
We've a fire
like
hazard
under
on the
those,
mayflies.
I mean this one, under those small things here. I crossed the bus trigger, as you can see, as you heard. So there was a bus trigger.
Watch your backs.
We have to be careful, of course, about boss triggers here in that area, and as I said last time, this trigger triggered, so this one extends over the event. I hope it's the only one that extends over the event, but I can't guarantee it.
Near.
And we have two very weird respawn points that are like singular. This has only one respawn point, yeah. And this one also has only one respawn point. So if you will, for whatever reason, already blew up the door, got rid of all the spawns, and wait for one guy or one of us to respawn, we should probably go back here. Otherwise we could also just stay in front of this drop down.
A gutter runner is
It would
near.
both be fine because like the first respawn point is that one.
Bombardier.
And the second one is the more interesting for us, because I think this is gonna be our next fairly safe hideout spot. That's not what I wanted to do. There we go.
Meat. Always falling behind.
Oops. Yeah, that one. I don't know why, but I never went this way. Though it is very good, because we do have a roof, like, partly, but I think it's fine. And, we have our straight path down here. And we could also stay here in that area and drop down if necessary. But I think this stair part here is gonna deal just fine. So staying here is probably gonna work wonders. Especially because I don't think they will come from up here. Or at least not fully. Like when a horde is spawning behind, it's gonna come from there. If a horde's coming from the front, it's going to come from up there. But it's not gonna come from both sides at the same time. So I think that's gonna be good. And by the way, this also works. But I don't think staying up there is gonna be tolerated, because that is essentially a cheese spot, I think. I mean, I'm pretty sure. Well, alright. Let's continue. We still have a few boss triggers and
Flame beast. Want to get
stuff in front of us. By the way, fighting a boss is probably best if we would do it in the open. Just back in the big area. Yeah, there's a respawn. There are a few respawn triggers up here. And I would say if we continue the path, we should watch those respawn triggers. Because, like the respawn triggers and the boss triggers, because there are quite a few on this path. if we for whatever reason don't want to push up here because of those boss triggers, we could still stay back here at the Grim. I think this is gonna deal just fine. Maybe I just changed my mind. Yeah, I just changed my mind. This is the spawn. Okay, no, we won't stay at the Grim. Never mind. We track back or we go ahead. Okay, our next spot would probably, possibly, either be that room, although I think that's gonna be too small for us to work properly, or this part here. It's a fairly big entrance, I know, but I think it's gonna deal just fine, just fighting off here. The problematic part is that if we move, if we move too far to the left, we skip ahead, if you can see the purple line. Like, this is basically us downstairs, and this is us already inside the house. Like, it's, if you go all the way here, it's inside the house, in front of the house, downstairs. So it's gonna help us with the respawn trigger if we stay to the right. If we stay further to the left, and even all the way to the left, we might have issues with boss triggers as well, because there are a few more in the house. We have to be aware of that. So obviously this is gonna be the case here as well. I don't think this is gonna be a lot better place, because it's, first of all, it's a smaller area and the door frame is the same. And second off, we won't have the possibility to, like, go over here or go over here and then kite out again. Something like this, like, I think that option is always good to have. Then we go through the house. As I said, there are a few boss triggers that might trigger. And supplies, of course. So we will have to watch the respawn triggers. The last respawn trigger for us to be in front of the drop down is this one over here. And this one is, I think, all the way in front of the gate. So it's not too far away. Yeah, it's not too, it's that one. Yeah. It's not very far away, so if someone goes down anywhere, we can just go in front of the gate and have a good respawn point. Otherwise, we will just pick them up after the respawn point, so that's gonna work just fine as well. So, if we drop down and get a boss, we will have to fight it in here. I like the upcoming part where you are in this open area where there are ledges everywhere. I hate it. I don't know if we want to fight there. In here, I would fight either in that corner or here to the wall. I mean, you could essentially drop down and try to get up again, but I don't think that's gonna be very lucky, because it's probably impossible to get back up here again. Maybe something like, fuck's sake. Yeah, like, yeah, dropping on that, whatever that's called, from the stairs might work, but it's still probably not a lot of luck. There are a few more boss triggers coming up when you go up here. In the beginning, I thought this would be a good spot to hide out, but they can drop down here as well, so I don't do so anymore. Maybe we can stay here, but it's a risk. This is, by the way, a full-on wall, so not even Battle Wizard can probably go just teleport back in. I think our best bet really is just go back all the way. It's not too far away either way, so I mean it's just yeah, it's not too far. If we have to fight up here, I would say we go into that room. It's super small, I know, but at least it has a roof on top of our head, and we won't drop down if we just walk somewhere, like at most of the area we are. Yeah, dropping down here is really a big issue, so if we have a boss trigger up ahead, we should be probably very careful, because getting ledge in here is something that happens a lot. Okay, interesting. I'm not sure if that's a safe spawn. Probably not. Yeah, it's not a safe spawn. But it happens. So if there's an ammo box here, it's probably maybe a good idea to stay in here. Otherwise we could also stay down here. This is like ultra small and super risky, so probably not. But technically it works, so staying in here and fighting off the horde in here is gonna work. Oh, look at this, we're at a patrol spawn. So that was the patrols that spawned. And patrols that don't move are silent. Awesome. There's stuff exploding in the distance, never saw that before. Well, fighting off any horde, yeah, probably in that corner of the house. Then, if we have the last boss trigger possible, which is gonna be... like, it's not entirely the last, but the last in front of that bridge. It's gonna be the easiest one of all of them. Because we just have to wait, just ult once. Okay, this ult not, because yeah, it's not gonna work against bosses, but... you can just ledge them. Alright. Waiting for someone to respawn should always be done in before the respawn triggers. So we will have to wait here. Alright, so as soon as we go up, we have 2 more boss triggers. So that one is gonna be super lucky because it's just we go up and then there's a boss. So, hello, welcome. The next one is gonna be on the stairs, and I think if I remember correctly, that's the last one entirely then. So if we haven't had a boss till here, it's either the one that when we go up straight or when we walk up the stairs. So we would probably walk up the stairs and then try to ledge the boss as soon as he comes down, which is gonna happen sooner or later as long as we stay a little bit back, I think. So yeah, that's gonna be an easy trigger as well. Incompetent, alright.
So many stairs. This will test your endurance meat.
Okay. Well, here there's really nothing to it. We just walk up the stairs. Fighting here is probably gonna be done either all the way back in the corner I said in the beginning, or like upstairs where the ammo box really is. But I mean, fighting some ambience is gonna work, but a horde is gonna be a little bit rough here because there's not really a good place to hold anywhere because it's just one path. There goes all, like, we have something in the front or something in the back. This is our last respawn point before the event, but I mean, I think there's is I'm not sure if there even is one after the event. So maybe there's. I'm not sure. It really doesn't matter because after the event we pretty much have won the game. But yeah, I would say we just stay here and fight the horde if there is one before.
You can carry.
Fuck, I missed the point. Shit.
Gutter runner treads
Well, somewhere over here, maybe when you drop down, I don't know, I haven't seen it. Somewhere, this no horde will spawn during this state happens. So, at this point, after that point, basically, no horde will spawn, so we will try to push to that point as quick as possible, of course. So, actually, we won't fight a horde here, because there won't be horde spawning. Duh.
they'll have to do.
Only if there's all, of course, like, still a horde in progress.
We draw attention to ourselves wherever we go.
Yeah, we do. So, over here, this is gonna be interesting, not gonna lie. We won't have a boss or anything, but there's gonna be tons of elites. Like, tons of elites. As you can see.
No one bring a climbing rope.
Maybe here is fine, but I'm not very sure about that because enemies will be dropping down. So either we go the standard
Shield your eyes.
place and just hold here, but that's fairly open. Otherwise we could hold here, but there's stuff dropping down as well, so yeah. I don't know. It's not really a good spot to kite as well, because you can't go up that way here, so you can only drop down here. Maybe if you drop down here, walk all the way around, you somehow bug their animation or something. Then go up here and drop down back. But I'm not too sure if that's gonna work very well. Probably something like clutch them here, then drop down or something. I don't know. We will have to figure out if kiting is necessary. If not, we will just you probably can just stay here. If it's necessary, we will have to kite up and down again. It's, yeah. We'll see. I don't know. Well, after the event, that hopefully ends at some point.
Smell of them turns my stomach. There's danger in the dark.
Yeah, well, there's quite a few elites, as I said. Okay, whatever.
That's it. The thing's falling apart.
Oh well, I can activate it. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. After that, we will just go to the finish line, I think. If, for whatever reason, we would still have to fight, I would say, the corner. Where the fuck am I? This corner is gonna be the best one. But yeah, I don't think this is gonna be necessary. Okay, maybe it will. I don't know. So, I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. There are a few interesting spots, I think, about small little cheesy spots that we can use. But in general, it's very straightforward. There are not a lot of drop downs. There are not super complicated respawn and triggers anywhere. I think the middle event with the barrels will be pretty rough, like Righteous Stand. So I think in general it's very comparable to Righteous Stand because of the middle event where you have to kite around because of the troll, and the end event where you just only have hordes and hordes of enemies and elites, and just drop down. Although, no, Righteous Stand also has a troll in the end event. Yeah, well. We don't have a troll in the end event here, but it's gonna be very, very rough because of Plague Monks, I think, and Chaos Spawns. And of course, there's gonna be special spawning in the end event as well. And I heard a Blightstormer before I start before in the run that I did before to test it. So there's gonna be Blightstormer action in the end event of Magnus Horn. It's gonna be interesting. Besides that, I think I haven't found anything noticeable. I do not know where the first trigger ends, so that's gonna be annoying. Figuring that out, but definitely it does not end when the first event starts. I still have to figure out if there's any way to make to find out where those triggers end and where they start. Still haven't gotten any answer if someone knows well, how to figure this out with a mod or anything. Yeah. But I think Heart of Magnus is doable. With Beastman it's gonna be rough, but I think everything is gonna be rough with Beastman. We will have to not go on top of that that open area with on the roofs at all, because it's gonna kill us with Beastman, and we will still have to check the patrol routes. I think the patrol route over the roofs is gonna be very annoying because I think it even goes in the room or not. I can't even remember. Like the room that I proposed as a hideout spot, I think they even go in that room, so that would be pretty bad. Besides that, Horn of Magnus is gonna be fine. Dark Omens, on the other hand, is I think we gotta look in Dark Omens together, but this map is yeah. Well, what we figured out is that the alternative route spawns a Chaos Spawn and the normal route spawns a Minotaur. But we will still have to face more boss triggers, like normal boss triggers, not random event boss triggers. And still have Beastmen and still have more banners because of specials, and it's a lot more banners, by the way. And I don't even think if we are going to be able to use the whole tactic at all. I think it might be necessary to really look out for certain kiting paths, and just like when you try to do something, just have to kite around 24/7 and fight off stuff, because otherwise you get overwhelmed. And just random um like rushing Bessigors and banners all the way, and then arrows and additional specials. Yeah, I'm not sure if we can hold off all that shit. One thought I still have, what I still have to figure out is if Sister can with the debuff can stop Beastman from healing entirely, which would be very, very helpful because the banners heal the Beastman. But I mean, THP also basically starts decaying when you don't get THP, so maybe it works the similar way with the Beastman, I guess. I don't know what my thought process was, but if the Beastmen get damaged the entire time, do they still heal? If not, that would be very, very fucking useful because I would probably just go for an ultra debuff spreader build and we could ignore banners, which would be absolutely crazy because they really just only heal a lot. I don't think they're necessarily stronger at all. I think they just heal. Yeah, that's it. They're not tanky or anything. Yeah, I mean, when they heal, they are tankier because yeah, you know what I mean. I'm tired. Well, that's sort of Magnus. We'll still have to figure out all the rest. I think that's a good starting point though, and the other maps are gonna be rough too. But yeah, we'll see about them. Let's play on Tuesday.